Your Christmas tree's on?
Yeah.
Say you got a boo-boo on your mouth or on your face. Hey guys, so last night I filmed a Q&A video. It was like late at night. Well, not late, but it was dark. I had Max. So it's a little rough, but I'm going to post it anyway. I mean, it's real life. And yes, we still have Max's happy birthday McQueen banner up. I'm going to post it anyway. The lighting is terrible. It's probably like so unprofessional. Well, all of these are unprofessional, let's be real. But I don't care. I'm going to post it anyway, but I forgot to do an intro. So this is my Q&A video, but I also wanted to tell you guys that I am part of Nicole Culver's Food Summit again that is launching in January. I will leave a link down below and I'll link it in my blog post. I participated in this last summer, like in the fall. It's incredible. It is like this massive masterclass. If you're interested in food blogging, if you're interested in like blogging becoming your job, like food blogging becoming your job, it's amazing. It's a huge video class and the videos are released every day. The segment I did this time was on photography, and we talked about a little bit of video too. So I don't know, it's just so cool. I think it's amazing. I will link it below so you guys can sign up and get a ticket. She is like so inspiring. She's just an incredible entrepreneur. So I wanted to tell you guys that. So I wanted to tell you guys that and remind you of that. And yeah, here's my Q&A. Okay, so the biggest question I got that I get all the time, I feel like I answer it weekly, which I understand why, is what do we do with all the food? So if you've been watching these vlogs throughout the last week and a half, I kind of answered that question in one of them when you saw that I put pulled pork in the crock pot, and I was like I was gonna freeze half of it to have later on New Year's, and I was gonna use half of it to make for a blog recipe that we would have for dinner over the weekend. So that's what I do. The answer to that question is that it's never quite the same. It depends on week to week what I do with the food, and I try to be really strategic about it. So every week I try to make something that like we can have for dinner, something that I can give to someone. It really depends. No week is the same. I think the most important thing is to say that the daily recipes on the blog aren't like a representation of like our daily diet, if that makes sense. And what's really funny is that I do post more savory recipes because my blog name is How Sweet Eats. Everybody thinks it's dessert. I only post maybe one dessert like once every 2 weeks or once a week at most, but like those are the ones that stick out. So I think everybody thinks that I have so much dessert all the time, which I really don't. The main thing that I have is like a ton of savory food. So what you see in the blog is not a daily representation of our diet every day. I do try to be strategic. I also work like multiple weeks ahead. And even if I'm not multiple weeks ahead, I usually try to do like some sort of recipe ahead. So for instance, last week you saw me getting ready for the recipe that I'm gonna post on like New Year's Eve. So while like I have the other recipes already done for that week, that recipe I have done 3 weeks ago. I don't know, I'm just babbling. So it just totally depends on the week. Most of my savory recipes, like my dinner recipes, like let's say like enchiladas or like I don't even know, like a burger or like a pizza, I really am only making food to serve about 4 people. So it's not like an overwhelming amount of food. I mean, I know that it seems like it is because I'm making it in one day, but usually everything balances out. I do try to save, and I've always done this, it's probably even on my blog somewhere. I do try to save like the heavier, more indulgent recipes or like some crazy dessert, like on a weekend if we're going to a party, or is it something that I can like put in the fridge. I have like all of my family lives around here. They get stuff, I send stuff home with Max's babysitter. That's been amazing because I've been shooting video of my older recipes and I've been giving her like all of the delicious like 3 dozen cookies or whatever, and she loves that. So yeah, I hope that answers it. It's not really the same any week. We're never throwing food away. we're usually, maybe we might freeze something. Eddie also eats like 6 to 8 meals a day. Like, when I say that he eats for a family of 4, that's probably like an understatement. Like, he doesn't eat a sandwich. Like, that is not lunch to him. He needs like a full chicken dinner for his lunch and then like a full chicken dinner for his dinner. So the food is getting eaten one way or another. Someone asked the question, what do I do with a food that I can't reheat? Like, I made the brie cheese. So that would be something that I would try to make during the weekend, or like I try to make on the weekend, or like just maybe we're gonna have friends over or something. Maybe just like my brother's coming over and we can eat it. If not, like I might just call my mom and be like, come over here, I have all this brie cheese, and her and I might like eat some of that for dinner. It totally depends, and it changes week to week. But we don't have like an overwhelming, I mean, we have more food than someone that doesn't have a food blog, but it doesn't mean that I'm cooking like full breakfast, lunch, and dinners every single day, because we have like a lot of leftovers. How to have a successful blog? I know, that's a tough one. The blog world is so saturated today. I think you can't start a blog to make money. You have to absolutely love what you're talking about, whether it's beauty, whether it's food, whether it's fashion, whatever. You have to love it. I think that you do have to have really great photography. People are so like just inundated with photos today because of Pinterest and Instagram, and I think that you have to have a photo that really stands out. Even if it doesn't stand out, it has to be a good, clear, well-lit photo, because that will make entice people to stay. You know, they're gonna be seeing a million photos all over the internet, so to find something that they enjoy, that just helps. You know, I had no photography skills when I started my blog. It's not necessary, but I do believe that if you're gonna start a blog, you need to take the steps to figure out how to improve your photography, whether it's like an in-person class, a class online, a class at like your local community college, even just like reading the manual of your camera and watching a YouTube video. That's what I do all the time when I get a new camera. So, you know, something like that to make your pictures really great. I think you have to be consistent. You have to post often. I know that I post really often. I post 6 days a week, sometimes 7, but I love it. And for me, for my blog, I've always said that like, I'm only gonna do what I absolutely love. I'm only gonna do it as long as I love it. And for me, I love posting consistently. I love working and just posting often, and it's not a chore for me. I mean, it's a lot of work. I spend a ton of time working, but I really like it, and I'm consistent. And you're stuck. And people always know that I'm gonna have up a blog post. So I think it's good for people to come to like expect, you know, that you're gonna have a schedule. And the worst thing, you don't wanna go missing from the internet, because as amazing as your content can be, there's so many people that are writing blogs and creating amazing content on the internet that even though if somebody's sad that you've stopped blogging, they can easily find something else, because there's just so much content out there. So I think it's really important to like stay in the internet like atmosphere. Does that make sense? No, probably not, but yeah. Another thing is like really engage with your readers. If you're just starting your blog and you don't have readers, engage with other bloggers on Twitter, on Facebook. I cannot even tell you, when I started my blog, I mean, people that have been reading know that I used to comment like a psycho because I was stuck at a desk job that I hated, and I commented on like hundreds of blogs a day, and people hated it. And like, I commented all the time. I tweeted people all the time. I can't even tell you, like, I commented and tweeted bloggers for like a year before, and like they never even acknowledged me. And I tried really hard to acknowledge, in some sense, like all of my blog readers or somebody that emails me or comments me because of that. I'm sure that somebody has slipped through the cracks. If it's you, I'm really sorry. But I think that just like building a relationship with your readers, staying engaged with them, like knowing what they love. Like, I do my blog, it's my blog, I own it, I create content that I love, but at the same time, I know that I'm creating content that I really like want my readers to love too, or hope that my readers love. Does that make sense? I think that that's like really important. So, you know, just put yourself out there and put yourself out there constantly, because again, the internet is so oversaturated. The blog world is so saturated. So you have to be out there constantly. And it is a lot of work, but if you love it, then, you know, it doesn't feel like work. It's great. Another question I received was what are my tips for taking better photos? My number one tip is take photos every single day. If it's not every single day, okay, like 5 days a week. I just don't think there's any way around it other than practicing every day. It's like, I kind of think of photography as like a practice. It's sort of like yoga to me. Like, and I actually hate photography. It is not what I love about this job. I love the writing, I love the recipe development, I love like engaging with the community, I love like making internet friends. I hate the photography and I dread it because it takes me a really long time. It does not come easy to me. So when I tell this to people, they're usually like, oh, but this photo is so beautiful. I'm not saying that my photos aren't good, but it just takes me so long and it's not like a creative struggle that I enjoy. So, but how I learned to take better photos was to do it every single day. You know, if you go back to like September 20th, 2009, you're probably gonna vomit because my pictures are so horrific. Like, they're just so absolutely terrible, and they're like teeny tiny thumbnail sized, and they're taken in my yellow kitchen, probably like with how poorly lit this is right now. I'm really sorry. But that's like, you know, I only got better because I did it every single day. So, you know, that's number one. You have to do it every single day. Also, you know, look into, if you haven't read your manual or watched a YouTube video on your camera, definitely do that. But also look into, you know, photography classes. And there's photography weekends that a bunch of different bloggers or even photographers do. You know, I think that's like a great investment in your work. You can, again, if there's like local classes somewhere, or even just spending time with somebody that knows their camera, that really helps. I received a lot of nice questions from people that ask me, like, how do I stay so consistent? How do I constantly post and blog? And how am I posting 6 or 7 days a week? First of all, thank you. And second, the reason that I'm able to do that is because this is my job. So if you guys have been following me, you know that I was like stuck in a desk job that I absolutely hated. I like have never been so depressed and miserable. I know, first world problems, I know. But I was just so miserable, and I had known from so long, from the time I was so young, that I did not want to be stuck at a desk. And not only was I stuck at a desk, but I was stuck at a desk doing like the most boring computer work known to man, with many days like not having anything to do. And I think the thing is that I remember that. I remember that feeling like really well. Like, I like hold it in my heart, and I remember that. And I am like so grateful that blogging and like recipe development and everything has turned into a career for me. But I've also completely, like, I've created this opportunity for myself because I knew how bad the other option was. I mean, if I'm not doing this, I have to work. I'm not independently wealthy. Like, I have to get a job. So if I'm not doing this, you know, I have to do something else. So for me, you know, this is my job. And I think that my mindset too is like, I have a strong work ethic, but like, I'm a pretty intense person. So I like to work a lot. I feel like I love my work. I feel really good when I'm working often. And I think that's how I stay consistent and post often, because it is my job. You know, I'm insanely grateful that it's my job. I don't want to know what the other option is, because I'll never love it as much as I love this. And I just want to make sure, you know, that like, I'm so grateful for this opportunity to be able to do this, that I'm putting out like awesome content and really, you know, treating this like a job, even if some things like these videos look so unprofessional. But, you know, like, I just want it, I want it to be my job forever. I mean, you know what I mean. Some days I'm afraid the internet might explode tomorrow. It might. I don't know what I'll do. No, I do know what I'll do. It comes in another question. I'll answer it in a few minutes. But yeah, that's how I stay so consistent. Even a lot of family members, they come over here and they're like, oh my gosh, how do you do this? I don't know how you do it. And I look at them and I'm like, well, how do you do your job? Like, another question that I got was, what does Eddie do? And he's in like finance and accounting, which is my absolute worst nightmare. He's incredible at it. He's like a complete genius. But working with numbers, I can barely add 2 + 2. Like, I hate math. I've always hated it from the time I was so young. I just can't stand it. So I look at him and I'm like, how do you even do your job? You know, but it's kind of the same thing. Like, a lot of people ask me, like, I just don't even understand how you do this. How do you even do it? Well, like, how do you do your job? Like, this is my job and this is how I do it. You know, if I don't do this, then this won't be my job and I'll have to go out and get another job, which would really suck. I got a lot of questions about what camera I use. I shot for like the last 5 years, or like the last 4 years, on a Nikon D800, which, I mean, if you've heard me say like, I just don't love photography, I swear that that's why. I know I just gave a big spiel on how I hate photography. However, I recently got the Canon. I recently got the Canon 5D Mark IV. Blown away. I'm so obsessed with it. I don't fully know how to use it. For instance, I'm filming on that right now and it's probably blurry and I really apologize. I might have to totally refilm this. So that's the camera I'm using for my recipe photos right now. Anything that I post on like my crumbs section or like the baby section, that's just taken with my iPhone. I have an iPhone 6. And videos, I'm shooting 2 perspectives, one with this Canon overhead and then still shooting with my D800, my Nikon, from a side view just for another perspective, but it never turns out. I think just the lighting in my kitchen. So yeah, those are the cameras I'll use. I will link them in the post and link them below for you guys. A lot of people asked, where did I find this passion for recipe development? And honestly, it was just like a natural thing. A lot of you, if you've listened to like me speak or do like a podcast or something, you've probably heard my story about how like I really wanted to have a lifestyle blog. I wasn't interested really in food blogging. I wanted to have a lifestyle blog, but I sat at a desk from 8 to 5 and had a very boring life. So it just morphed into like, oh, I'll share what I'm making for dinner. And that's kind of how it like grew. And I think I loved blogging first. I loved like just blogging and the community, the blog community, because I was in such a crappy place, like being stuck in that job. And I loved like the relationships and the friendships that I was creating. And then the recipe development came second, but it came like because of the blog. Like I would think about, like I was so inspired. I was like, oh, well, I'm gonna try to make this for dinner and maybe I will blog about it. So that's really kind of how it started. I've always really enjoyed cooking. Like I come from a long line of like mom, grandma cooks, but nothing, you know, we ate a lot of like the same things week through week. Like my mom wasn't a very adventurous cook, but she was an excellent cook. So I think it's also just like my millennial brain in that I get so bored easily and I want to have different food. So I would like take a recipe that my mom made for, 15 years and put my own spin on it. And that's kind of how it grew. What does your husband do? I kind of already answered that. Eddie's in like finance and accounting. He's not like involved in my blog at all. We'd probably kill each other if he was. He's like helped me do some awesome videos with Max like in the summer, but it's really stressful. We don't work well together that way. Do I want more kids? Yes, I want like a whole gaggle of kids. I'd really love to have 4, but we shall see. How do I come up with the recipes that I post? I find inspiration everywhere. First of all, I have like lulls during the year where I might not be able to think of like a cool idea, but it's really rare. And I kind of feel like that's why this is what I'm meant to do. I don't think it's difficult. I'm not saying that to like brag or sound like a jerk. I don't think it's difficult to develop recipes or come up with ideas. I find inspiration everywhere. from traveling, from going to a restaurant, from like walking down the street and seeing, you know, different shops. Like I find inspiration absolutely everywhere. And I always keep like huge running lists. So I have a big running list on my phone. It's like, excuse me, it's like years old. I have like huge running lists in like notebooks. When I was writing my first cookbook, I probably cycled through like 300 recipes because I just was like, oh, maybe I'll make this. And then I got sick of it. Like I just, you know, it takes me a while to find stuff that I really love, but it's not that difficult for me. And now I'm in the kitchen so much, so often that it, you know, it's a very natural process. And I think that that's, you know, people email me all the time and they're like, how, you know, I want to learn to cook. How do I learn to cook? And that's what I think it is. It's kind of like the photography thing. You just have to be in the kitchen and you just have to do it. And it all starts to come naturally, you know? I mean, that's probably annoying if you don't want to be in the kitchen, but I get it. But that's what you gotta do. Somebody asked, what do I eat like every single day because I always have all this crazy food? So I only am making vlog recipes. I only really like to try to do them one day a week, but sometimes I just can't. Now that I have Max, my schedule's like a little bit, it's like, it's not my own. I have to share my time, obviously. So what do I eat every day? I eat like a ton of eggs, avocado toast. Our favorite easy dinner that I'm actually gonna make tonight, and I'll probably put in the video, we make it like once a week, is like a smoked turkey sausage and like peppers and onions. And then I'll make like brown rice and a salad. I love like kale Caesar salad. We make like a lot of kale salads. We eat like a ton of chicken. Yeah, it's kind of boring, but it's kind of like, it's not like I have amazing food every day, but Eddie always has pretty amazing lunches because of all the different foods that I make. Somebody asked, can I give you some tips on meal prepping? I can give you my tips on meal prepping. So what works for me is to meal prep for no longer than 1 hour on Sundays. If I think that it's gonna take me all day long, I'm not gonna wanna do it. I'm gonna dread it. Like, I always am working Monday through Friday. I'm always working every day, but on Sunday I try not to like be on the computer as much, and I'm not just like sitting at a desk like always like, I don't know, on the computer doing things. So I think you have to find things that you can do, even if they're little things, to make sure that it just makes your life a little bit easier. So for instance, I just talked about that turkey sausage and peppers recipe. It's like not even a recipe. It's like a method. It's so easy and boring. On Sundays, I'll like cut up all the peppers, put them in a Ziploc bag, like with a paper, like a half a paper towel or something, and we're good to go. Sometimes I'll make like, we'll always like hard boil a bunch of eggs. Eddie likes those in salad. I like them in salad. I also like them on like toast. I even like them for like a snack. I'm an egg freak. It's like one of my favorite foods. It's just like little things like that. I don't like to make salads ahead of time. I think that they turn really gross. But maybe I'll make like some salad dressing. We always usually like broil some kind of chicken for Eddie for his lunches, stuff like that. So the key though, the secret is to fitting what you can into 1 hour and being done. Because then you won't dread it. Like, I am not going to spend 3, 4, 5 hours on Sunday preparing food for the week, especially, and that might be because I'm in the kitchen making food for the rest of the week, but that's what works for me. 1 hour on Sundays, boom, done, just a handful of things, and it goes a long way. Somebody asked me what my favorite knives were. This is where you discover like what a joke I am. I don't even like have good knives. I do have good knives that we got for our wedding, like a knife block, like the Heckles, I think, Henkels. See, I don't even know. I'm a joke. I don't even know. I don't know what I'm doing. But all those knives are like completely ruined. Like the tips are breaking off. So I have like all this amazing kitchen equipment and all these amazing kitchen appliances for, work with my blog, and I have horrible knives. That's actually what I asked for Christmas this year, is that I wanted knives because mine are just terrible. But I also feel like I have to go pick them out. So to the person that asked me what my favorite knives are, I'm really sorry. I have no idea. Okay, somebody asked me, how do I roast veggies? If you guys don't know, I don't like vegetables. I mean, I just don't love them. I force myself to eat them constantly, so we're getting better, but I'm never gonna like pick up a plate of vegetables and be like, oh my God, this is amazing. This is exactly what I wanna eat. No, it's never what I wanna eat ever, but I eat them because I'm in my 30s. So how do I roast them? Don't crowd the pan. So I've probably posted like a million pictures on Instagram like years ago of like crowding the pan. I think just don't crowd the pan. Use like 2 baking sheets if you need to. Don't crowd the baking sheet. I do olive oil, salt and pepper. Sometimes I do like garlic powder, and I roast the heck out of them and char them within like an inch of their life. Sometimes I'll drizzle on some balsamic vinegar. I usually roast at least 425. Sometimes I roast at 450 for like 20 to 25 minutes, depending on the veggie. But yeah, that makes them edible for me. Somebody asked, what is my go-to snack? Go-to snack is probably apple and peanut butter or banana and peanut butter. I am like forever a freak of fruit and nut butter. And I just find that it just like, it's so well balanced that it just makes me feel really good. I'll choose that over like a handful of almonds any day. Sometimes it's just like avocado toast, just like a slice of avocado toast. But usually it's like the fruit and the nut butter. The other thing that I'll do is sometimes I'm just like so hungry around 3 or 4, but like I know that I'm making something really good for dinner and I don't want to like ruin it. Like I want to be hungry, but not like starving, so I'm going to eat the whole pan. The other thing that I have a lot in like mid-afternoon is a kombucha. I'm obsessed right now with the KeVita Master kombuchas. They have like a little bit of caffeine, but I've written this in my Tuesday things before. It's like a clean feeling caffeine. I know, I hate the word clean, but like, it's like a clean feeling. Like if I drink coffee at like 2 or 3 or 4 p.m., I feel like death. Like for some reason, I just feel horrible. I don't know if it's like the caffeine plus the dairy, but I've also drank it black and I'm not like, I never feel good. But if I have like maybe half a bottle of like the KeVita Master Kombucha, I just feel like so good. It gives me this like little burst of energy that I need to get through the rest of the day. It's fabulous. And it also like, it doesn't fill me up, but it fills me up a little bit. It usually like holds me over till dinner time. So sometimes I'll have that too. A lot of you asked what is my favorite recipe on my blog. That's like impossible. I have thousands of recipes on my blog and like I get bored and my favorite, that's like asking me my favorite song. I mean, I don't even know. I don't even know how I begin to choose. But my favorites are really seasonal a lot. So right now, my favorite recipe, it isn't even a brand new one, but it would have to be my creamy chicken and dumplings, not the slow cooker one, the one you make on the stovetop. Oh, it's so good. I want to make it every single week, except every time I make it, I like can't help it and eat like the entire thing. Like we just eat it nonstop. Like I'll make it for dinner and I want to wake up and have it for breakfast. So like it is a little bit heavier. So I kind of try to limit it to like maybe like once a month or like once every 2 weeks. It just depends on what else I'm making. But that's definitely my favorite recipe on my blog right now. I'm so afraid I'm going to be out of focus this whole entire video. I don't even know what to do. Somebody asked me my favorite recipe that's in my book. That's also a really tough one. Probably I really like the confetti cupcakes that are in my book. I really like the chocolate peanut butter brownies. I love the barbecue chicken sweet corn pizza. Again, this is like all summery though. I really love the whole wheat blueberry bundt cake. What else do I love? Oh man, I love so many. I love, for like an easy snack, I have like the hummus and chive and hard-boiled egg toasts. Oh my gosh, they're so, so good. I love those. I love the spinach and fontina baked eggs. That's slightly adapted from a recipe on my blog. Yeah, I could never choose. That's like asking my favorite child. A bunch of you asked about the mug in my home tour video, and I think in the video I posted yesterday or the day before, that mug, I'll insert a picture of it here, but it is from Teavana. I'm not a tea drinker. I think that tea tastes like dirty water, but I tried, like I was walking through the mall and the Teavana people were giving samples of white chocolate peppermint tea, and I tried it and fell absolutely in love with it, and I went in to buy it and I saw that mug, and it's actually a tea infuser. And last time I checked, they were like 40% off. So hopefully they still will be. We'll have to see. Someone asked my favorite nail polish color. Oh, that's also really hard. Probably Essie Fiji is my favorite like all-time color. Like if I could only wear one, it would probably be Essie Fiji. I also really love, like in the summer, I love China Glaze. What's it called? Shocking Pink. It's like pale but neon pink. I also really love, what is it? I really love, I don't know. I can't even think of it right now. But I think that Essie Fiji is probably my all-time favorite. Someone asked, how often do I work from home, or do I work by myself as opposed to working with my team? So that totally depends on the week. We always do at least one day together where we shoot a bunch of recipes. We've more often been doing 2 days, which is when I have a babysitter come here for Max. And the second day is when we usually shoot video. So it just completely depends. Like I also do a lot of freelance things off on the side that aren't like on my blog that I do need help with. So sometimes we schedule some time for that. But a lot of times, even if they come one day a week, I still end up doing a couple other recipes on my own. It completely depends on the week. It completely depends on like Max's schedule. And you know, it changes every single week. What are my favorite blogs? Oh my gosh, this is so hard. I have so many. My current favorite blogs are Hungry Girl Porvita, Cindy. I just love everything she makes. I just like love her style. I just love her styling, her photos. The Kitchen McCabe. Okay, I don't know if it's the Kitchen McCabe or the Kitchen Macabre. It's the Kitchen MCCABE.com. Oh my gosh, love, love, love her. Her like pictures are incredible. If you don't follow her on Instagram, you need to follow her immediately. I love Tracy from Shutterbean. Like I just love her photography style. I just love like her branding is so amazing. Like I just love her eye for photos. I just love her recipes. I think she's like so true to herself. I love that blog. I love Studio DIY. I think Kelly is amazing. First of all, she like loves neon and bright colors, and Lisa Frank, so of course I love her, but it's just, she's just so awesome. I love everything she does. Like everything she does, I'm like, every new post, I'm just blown away. I love Kathleen from Carrie Bradshaw Lied. Her posts, I just find, like I relate to her style. I just think, you know, as I sit here in like a sweatshirt and look like a pig, but like I relate to her style. I think she's hilarious. Her Snapchat kills me. Like I just really like her, and I think she just like works really hard. I really love that blog. Her blogs? I don't know. If I think of any, I'll like include them down below for my favorite blogs. A really fun question that I got was, what did I do before blogging, and what would I be doing if this wasn't my career right now? So what I did before, a lot of you might remember, is I worked in a gym for years. I taught fitness classes and was a personal trainer. And while I loved it then, I was really passionate about it, I think that I like confused my love of like working out and just feeling great with like wanting to be a personal trainer. I really wanted like more professional and personal growth, and it was really hard to get that where I was. I never, ever, ever had any desire to open my own gym or anything. That was like, I just can't even fathom that, because I feel like I have no life. So I didn't ever want to do that, but I worked so much. I like worked about as much doing that as I work right now. I mean, because you just had to be available for people everywhere. Like I would start at 5 a.m. and then I'd be teaching a class at 8 o'clock at night. So it was pretty exhausting, and I don't know, I just didn't love it anymore, which took me to the next job, which landed me behind a desk, which is where I ended up starting my blog. So, I mean, even though I hated that stint that I spent, you know, behind the desk for 15 months, it led me to this, so that was awesome. What would I be doing if I wasn't doing this? I feel ridiculous even talking about it, because I talk about it all the time, but I haven't done it. If I wasn't doing this right now, I would want to be like a full-time author writing like beachy chick lit. Like, that is my dream. I've talked about it for years. I know it is so annoying that I haven't done it. I've become what I hate. I've become the person that like talks about like, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, and they still haven't done it. So I know, I'm working on it, we're working on it, but I hope to do that. And like, I'd love for that to be, that's like my dream career. Like, I wanna be, I don't know, that's just, I wanna like bust out a novel every year. So yeah, we'll see.
Mama, a cup of drink.
You took a cup of drink.
Yes.
Where did you pour the water?
I see it.
Maxwell, where did you pour the water?
It's right
I
there.
gave him a cup of water.
It's right there.
Oh, good, you poured it in the TV stand. Great,
It's here.
great.
More.
Okay guys, I think I answered most of the questions. If I forgot something, you can leave it in the comments below. You can shoot me an email. Thank you so much for all of your support over these last couple days as I've done this vlogging thing, because like, oh, that was a question that I got. A lot of you asked me if I would continue to do this throughout the year and like after I finish these ones. Guys, this is like so much work. I don't think that I can. It depends. If you guys like really want me to, then I might keep it up. I might do something like once a month or something. But I don't know. We'll see. It's just like really a lot of work, and I don't know. I don't think I can keep up with it with the work that I have to do on my cookbook in the spring. But we shall see. So thank you guys.